Hello and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, my name is Mary and welcome to another Craft Day Wednesday, where every Wednesday I post a new video. Go back there, Coco. Sorry about that. In today's video, I am going to be working with a floating teacup that I have here. We're gonna decorate this and make it pretty. So basically what I did for this, I just took a fork and I bent it. There it is on the inside, and here it is bent here. And yeah, so I went ahead and did this step already because this needed to be dry and secured, and I used E6000 and hot glue, and it takes 24 hours for this to set up. So I had to go ahead and do this step and get it out of the way. But I do have a video already where I have already did this part on camera. So what I'm going to be using to decorate that with is I'm going to be working with, this is Scoopy air dry clay. This is what I'm going to make my bird nest out of and my bird eggs. So I'm going to be using this. I went and got some little decorating pieces from Dollar Tree. It's a little bird, and I do believe this is a dragonfly, so I have that. And then I'm going to turn my camera down because I have a lot of flowers down here. So these are some of the flowers that I have here, and I got them off of a little decorative piece that one of my friends gave me. I didn't know what I wanted to do with it, but I took it anyway because I knew at some point I could use it, and we're going to use it today. So I have some little butterflies that also came from Dollar Tree, and yeah, and I don't know if I'm going to be using everything that we have here, but we're going to be putting it together, and we're just going to see where it goes, because I don't have an ideal in mind of what I want to do, but I knew I want to use something with the birds in the nest and some eggs. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and just get into the video. Okay, so basically I'm just going to slide this to the side. So what I did was I took some of my air dry clay, and I'm not going to take a big piece. I just took some of my air dry clay, and once again, you can make it any size you want. And I just formed a, I'll grab a little more, and my hands are going to be messy too from this white clay. So basically, I just took this air dry clay, and I just kind of took my fingers, and I'm just going to go ahead and shape it into the bird's nest. And it can be how big or how small you want. It's really up to you. And basically all you're doing is just shaping it into the shape of a bird's nest. And I did that. And like I said, I made mine much bigger. I'm going to stick that back in there because we do not want that to dry out. So once you get your, and this is what it looks like on the bottom. And once you get it shaped, I took this Floral Moss, and I just went ahead and let this dry. And then I went ahead and hot glued it around the edge. And now I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of hot glue right around the top. Just like this. And then we're just going to go ahead and take that moss, and we're just going to stick that around on top. And it's going to get a little bit messy, but that's okay. Most crafting projects tend to get messy. I know mine do. And I'm just going to stick a little bit there and put a little bit here. And you can add as much or as little as you want. And I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit down in here. Just put some hot glue down in there. And I'm just going to go ahead and take that and stick this down here. And it doesn't matter. The whole thing doesn't, every inch of this does not have to be covered. You can add as much as little as you, like I mentioned before. And this is what your little nest is going to look like. I'm going to see that little spot right there. I'm just going to grab my hot glue, put a little bit there, grab some of this, and just stick it in place. And here is our nest. And I see a little more right there. Just going to go ahead and stick that. Put that little bit right there. And I'm just going to set this to the side. And I'm going to go ahead and clean up this little bit. I found out that if I clean up as I go, my crafting room will most likely stay clean for a few hours. Not going to say a few days because that's never happened. And here is our nest. And now what I did for the eggs, I just took some of that same clay, the paper air dry clay, and you just kind of roll it and form it into an egg shape. And my hands are a little dirty from the moss. But what we're doing is we're just going to go ahead and you're just going to form this into an egg shape. And you're going to get something like this. And then once you do that, you can take any color you want. I use this type of blue, which is a blue cotton. And I've put these types of dots on this color paint, and I used it to put dots on. And this is what they look like once they're painted. Now, if you want, you can go ahead and place those in the nest. And you can put these any way you want to. And I'm just going to go ahead and do it this way. Stick one there. And I did 4, but I don't know if I want to use all of them. Well, I actually did 5, but okay, let's just do 4. So we're just going to stick that just like that. Now, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to add some hot glue to the bottom. There we go. And we're going to bring our saucer back. And I'm just going to go ahead and place this here. Like that. And so now I'm going to take one of my birds. And I'm just going to stick this like this. So because I want it to be facing out. So I'm going to just grab another glue stick. I'm going to take this little clip thingy out. Maybe. There. Ouch. There we go. So we got that little clip out. And I think I'm going to put this right about here. I don't know if I want I'm just going to bend the tail up a little bit because I don't want the tail to hang over the plate too much. If that makes sense. So I folded up my tail a little. And I think I'm just going to stick that right there. That looks like a good spot. So now I'm just going to stick that right here. And I'm just going to add just a little bit of glue to the wing. That way it lays flat. I don't want that to stick out too much. So this is what we have so far. Now I'm going to go ahead and start decorating the plate. So I'm going to set this here. And actually, I think I want to like add these leaves, like glue these in place and maybe stick them maybe under here to add some color. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and just switch up a little bit of things. And remember, you can do this any way you want to. I'm just building as I go. I didn't have an inspiration of what I wanted to do in mind. So I'm just kind of playing it by ear. I'm just doing this as I go. Okay. I kind of like this. Kind of like that. And I think I want to set my nest on top of that. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and put some hot glue down on this. And since this is not completely set, let's stick that right down on there. So basically what I did was I went ahead and stuck my leaves right down here like this. So I went ahead and put my leaves in place, and now we're just going to go ahead and I'm just going to set my bird's nest on top of the leaves because I think I like that way better. Just adds a little pop of color. Now that we have that, I am going to go ahead and take my green moss, and I'm just going to go ahead and just add a little bit of hot glue. And I don't want to do a whole lot at a time, just a little bit. And we're just going to go ahead and stick this moss down on top of our glue. And I'm just going to go ahead and continue to glue this around. So now we have our grass glued around our moss, fake grass, glued around the plate. I'm just going to add a little bit more here. Stick that down on there, just like that. And you don't have to cover the entire plate unless you absolutely want to. Well, it's actually a saucer. But yeah, you don't have to cover the whole thing if you don't want to. I think I'm just going to let a little bit of the whiteness show. Now we're going to go ahead and take our flowers and stuff and start decorating. I think I might want to take this and like put it up here some type of way and then wrap it around. I think that's what I want to do. Like something like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and just actually I just had something else I wanted to try. Let's see here. So I'm going to take two of these flowers. Let's pull this up a little. Turn this. And I am going to go ahead and just place these like inside here just like that. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of hot glue. Stick that right there. And I'm just going to put that here. Just like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this flower. So, and I think I'm going to just cut a little bit of that off. So I'm going to take my scissors and just cut a little. And then we're just going to put some hot glue. Being very careful that you do not burn your fingers, because it's going to hurt. So that's what we have. That's what it looks like. And now I think I want to take these. I'm not sure what these are, but they were on that little flower thingy that I had. So I'm just going to, I think I just want to I want to see if I just want to wrap this around or if I want to just take my green moss and I'm just going to come back to this fork net later because I'm not actually sure what I want to do with that. So I'm just going to go back and focus on the top. So I think I'm going to take this little thingy here, and I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue on it. And I'm going to go ahead and just stick that down just like this. And I'm just going to hold that here like that. And I'm going to put a little, turn this way. And I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue here and just stick that and stick this down like that. We're just going to hold that here for a minute. Just like that. Let that dry. And I think I do one going. Let me see here. Do I want to put some? Okay, let's put some flowers up there on top. So I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue right down on this here. And I'm just going to stick that there. Like that. And we're going to do, I'm going to grab, let's do a white one. So let's do, maybe we'll do one here. I'm like literally just winging this. Like I have no idea of how I want stuff to go. I'm just doing it as I see it in my head. Normally I have a plan and I go with it, but I didn't have one with this one. This is what it looks like. So now I'm going to take my other bird that I have here. And I'm just going to open it. And we're going to go ahead and take that little thingy out. And I think I want this one to be maybe here. So I want this one to be, let's turn this so y'all can see. So I think I want this one to face like this way, so it's looking over at the other one. So we're just going to put some hot glue, a good amount, and we're just going to stick this at this angle like this one. And I am going to curl the tail just a little like I did the other one. There we go. Kind of like that. Let's pull that up like this. There we go. And now I have these little tiny pine cones that I'm going to be just putting in random places. And I got these little pine cones out of my yard, these little tiny ones out of my yard. And I also got some last year out of my sister-in-law's yard. And then I just bring them home and put them in the oven just to dry them out a little bit. So we're just going to stick that down in there just like this. Going to add a little bit of hot glue there to stick that down. There we have that. This is what we have so far. And now we have our little purple flowers. And I'm just going to go ahead and just put a dab of glue on these and just stick these down off in here. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and cut off some of the stem like this. And then we're just going to just randomly drop these and stick these in different places throughout the craft. think I want to put one here. I'm going to grab a glue stick, and I am going to go ahead and just go ahead and randomly stick these in different places. So now we have our flowers where we want them, just like that, in random places. I have a couple of these types of flowers here, and then I have these, and I'm starting to think if I want them all to just like come down like this. Decisions. I'm not real sure. I think I'm just going to go ahead and take the moss and just glue it down the fork, because I think that's going to be about the easiest way to do what I want to do with it. But I'm just going to try something real quick. If it don't work, I'll take it down and I'll go with something else. But I'm going to try to wrap this around here. Okay, so I decided, I went ahead and wrapped it around the fork. So I wrapped that around like that. That way it wasn't exactly, the fork wasn't exactly showing. So that's what we have here, and I think I'm going to go ahead and add one of these white flowers inside the cup. So I'm just going to take my scissors, and we're just going to go ahead and cut off a little bit like that. I'm going to turn that this way, and I think I'm just going to go ahead and stick that just like that, I think. Okay, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. I think it's going to be cute, but I don't know. But we're going to find out together. So let's do this. I am just going ahead and sticking that in place. So this is what it looks like. So, and then we have these little balls, bulbs or something. Not quite sure what they are, but I think we're going to go ahead and use those too. So let's just go ahead and take our scissors and cut a little bit. And I'm just going to cut that end off there, and I'm just going to cut it like this. Not real for sure. I'm just going to stick these in different places, just play around with it and see if I like it. So let's just stick one there. I'm going to stick one here. Let's put one over here. And how about one right here? This is what we have so far. Now I think I am going to go ahead and just add a couple of the little butterflies. Let's see here. So let's stick that there like that. Here is another butterfly. I'm just going to stick that one. I'm just randomly sticking these in places. Like that. Here we have one more. Let's stick that here. So I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue right there, and we're just going to stick this like that. I'm going to have to turn it back around so I can see it. Okay. Now we have our little dragonflies, and I'm just going to pull that little metal piece out, And this is all that I'm left with. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and stick that here. So I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue right there. And I'm just going to go ahead and put this right there on that hot glue. So this is what we have. And I don't know if I want to do anything else to it because I don't want it to be too flashy. But I want it to be cute all at the same time. Yeah, I think I'm going to stop there. I don't think I'm going to use everything that I had. I did use the biggest portion of everything that I had, but I don't want to make it too flashy, and I don't want to take away from anything that's going on with it. So, yeah. I do like this flower, though. Do I want to add it? How about, I'm thinking I want to add just one more thing. Nope, I think I'm just gonna leave it like it is, and that is it. So, yeah, and this is what we have. I slide back. This is what it looks like. Let's turn this a little bit. So here it is. This is what we have. Here it is from the side, the other side, and here it is from the back. And I'll go ahead and pick it up so y'all can see the back. And that's it. This is it. I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera back up. So yeah, okay, so yeah. Okay, so my little doggy was in that chair, and so yeah. But anyhow, here it is. Here's what it looks like. So if you like this video, please give me a like and a thumbs up. Please feel free to share this video with your family and friends. If you want to see me do any other type of crafting video or non-crafting video, please let me know in the comment box below. Always looking for new ideas. I love to hear from my subscribers. Yeah, and with that being said, thank you so much for watching my video. If you are not already subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can become part of my YouTube family. Also, ring the bell so each time I post a new video like this one, you will be notified. So, yeah, and with that being said, once again, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch one of my videos, and I hope you all have a very nice day. Bye.